of Week 6 here for the Ssbl. It's been a wild ride. Lots and lots of upsets this week. We'll see if these final two games have anything else left in store for us on the crazy scale. Walkers and Dragons to lead things off. Bob Axolotl on the mound against Ghana Pitchwell. And that's a leadoff walk for Will Freishak. Brings up home runs. One and two, the count, 2 runs. Plays off that one. Let's see, Axolotl in his previous start only went 2 2/3, gave up 2 earned runs, 4 hits, didn't give up a walk, 2 strikeouts and a home run, but gets the strikeout there. I'll bring up Finch Pastry now with 1 away. There's going, the throw is not in time. Grounded to Khan, in time to Tinda for round number 2, but Freishak does take third. Good steal there. That would have been a Dragon special. Instead, the run is now 90 feet away here for Noah Walker, but grounds it to Barker in time at first for round number 3, and the side is retired. We'll go bottom of the first. Tinda, Barker, and Carr due up. Ghana Pitchwell, 6 2/3, no earned runs, 6 hits, a walk, 7 strikeouts, a 1.04 whip, and 9.4 strikeouts per 9 as he starts the game off with the strikeout of Tinda. This Walker's offense has not had a great season. The second worst team in average, 156. And also second worst in home runs, hitting only 1 as of the week 4 stats we have. Striking out at the 4th highest clip in the league at 34%. And averaging less than a run per game. Walker's in a big rebuilding mode, have a lot of work cut out for them. Got a lot of youngins brewing in the minors, and a few youngins we've seen up here. A lot of the staff is fairly young. We'll see them mature in front of our own eyes. 2 outs now with George Pierre up to the plate with a 1-1 count. He grounds that to short. G.H. Jackson is there in time to Pastry for out number 3. And we'll go to the top of the second. She'll lead us off, followed by Duketown and Velma Betancourt. And that one is down the line on the third base side, and that's going to get through for a leadoff single. Brings up Duketown, who I believe is the home run leader. Has 3 of them on the season. Him and Raman Nunez both with 3. One and 2 the count from Axolotl. That misses 2 2. And strike 3 called. Axolotl rings up town there for a strikeout, 1 away. Axolotl's second K on the day brings up Velma Betancourt. And she takes a first pitch strike. Grounder to Tinda. They'll flip it to Axolotl, who covers in time for out number 2. And once again, the Dragons 2 out, but a runner at third, but this time for Gary Starr. Starr already has an RBI on the season. Looking to cash in another, give the Dragons an early lead. 2-2 the count. Swing and a miss! Axolotl rings him up and keeps the Dragons from scoring. We'll go bottom two. It's Nakarami, Amir Khan, and Ryan T. Hill for the Walkers. Walkers, one of the last two remaining winless teams. We'll see the other one in game two with the Moonshots, as that's a grounded home runs in time for route number one. Walkers 0-5 and only 4 runs scored on the season. Suffered a 3-1 loss to the Gauchos last week. Strikeout there for Pitchwell, 2 away. Brings up Ryan T. Hill. As for the Dragons, 3-2 on the season. Looking to start a winning streak for the first time this year as Hill strikes out swinging, and we're to the top of the third. Shelton, Freishak, and runs will be up. Started the season off. Did the Dragons with an 8-2 win over the Moonshots. Lost 8-4 to the Retrievers. Beat the Knights 7-6. Lost to Lumberjacks 4-6. And then beat the Wrongfielders 12-7. And not to be forgotten, but the Dragons were the winners of that heroic Evolution division last year through the tiebreak, with the Gauchos struggling during that last chunk of the regular season. Axolotl's locked in here, full count to Freishak, and he rings him up there. Axolotl doing nicely here, 4 strikeouts through 2 2/3. A hit and a walk so far given up. Three and 1 the count. And that will be a walk to runs. Runner is going, the throw is in the dirt. And the runner in scoring position. Dragons having an opportunity so far in every inning with a runner in scoring position. Let's see if third time's the charm. Throw to third. Not in time. And once again, 90 feet away for the Dragons. Broken bat. It's a slow roller up the middle. Axolotl couldn't get to it. The throw in time. Just got the runner by the step, and it keeps the Dragons off the board again. And we'll go to the bottom of the third. Pitchwell is well locked in. 4 Ks for him through 2, but that's up the middle and out of the reach of Jackson. So leadoff runner aboard to start off the bottom of the third for the Walkers. And Mojo down for Pitchwell as he faces off against Nick Key the first time. Pitcher's been a bit of a revolving door between Nick Key and Bob Elf for the Walkers. 2-2. That's right back to the mound. Pitchwell goes to second for 1. Back to first. In the dirt, but picked by Fringe Pastry for the Dragons special. Bases cleared. 2 outs now for the top of the order. Chicken Tinda. Tinda 235 on the season. And hits that one up the middle. That'll be a base hit. Archie Barker, 188 on the season. 9 strikeouts so far on the season. It's been a bit rough going up the middle, but slower developing play. Jackson's able to snag it in time, throw it to Pastry in time for round number 3, and we'll go to the top of the 4th, still scoreless here. Walker, Jackson, and Town all due up for the Dragons. Trying to break through here in the top of the 4th. 3-1 to Walker. Hard ground ball right to Barker. He scoops it up and throws it to first in time. Fantastic play by Barker with the diving stop. Takes a hit away. Here to start the fourth, but Jackson puts this one where no one could get it. Places it nicely down into right field for a one-out single. Puts Duketown to the plate. Not a lot of speed on Jackson, but the arm on Nick Key isn't great. We've already seen at least 2 successful steals so far tonight. 2-2 to Town. He's been a strikeout victim already. Swing and a miss! Another K for Axolotl. Puts 2 outs now for Velma Betancourt. 5 Ks for Axolotl so far. First pitch fouled off by Betancourt. Checks back on Jackson. She's back in time. Betancourt hitting .214, 3 for 14 at a home run against the Retrievers. And strike 3 called! Curveball Frozer, and we'll go to the bottom of the fourth. Marty Carr leading things off here. 3 for 15, 200 average on the year for Carr. Pitching duel here in game number 1 of day 4. And that's strikeout number 5 for Pitchwell. Combined 11 strikeouts here through just the 1 out in the bottom of the fourth between the 2 starting pitchers. 1-2 count to George Pierre. That one's hit through the right side of the infield, and the Walkers have a runner aboard. Brings up the offensive MVP for the Walkers so far, Yu Narukami. That's up the middle and just out of the reach of the diving second baseman. Runner's going to go to third, and we'll be there without a throw, and now the Walkers have an opportunity at the corners and only 1 out for Amir Khan. Big hack there, comes up empty. And he puts this one into left. That looks deep enough. And Shelton will throw it in. And the run will score. That was a closer play than I expected, but the Walkers take the early lead 1-0. Runner stayed put at first, despite the throw home from left in by Shelton. Then Ryan T. Hill strikes out swinging. And we'll go to the top of the 5th, but the Walkers take the early lead 1-0 as we go to the top of the 5th. That one is hit, and that's going to be placed in the gap into right, rolling all the way to the wall. Pierre up with it, and that's going to be a leadoff double for the Dragons. They weren't able to get a runner in scoring position last inning, but already have one here to start off the top of the 5th. Harry Shelton to the plate. Oh, no! That hurts in more ways than one. Axolotl was doing so well in this one. And he gets thrown all the way down to tense from locked in after getting hit by that pitch. After getting hit by that hit. So runners at the corners now for the Dragons and nobody out. Swing and a miss from Freishak, and that one's in the dirt, and it trickles away from the second baseman. But the runner at third stays put both in scoring position as Freishak strikes out swinging 1 away. So a lot of activity going on here. The 7th strikeout for Axolotl. Brings up homer runs now. And that's up the middle. That will score one. Runner's going to round third, head for home. The throw from Hill and center is... Oh, it was going to be close, but Nick Key couldn't handle it, and both runs score. And now the Dragons take the lead. Oh, poor Bob Axolotl. Didn't get much help from his defense there. They might have gotten the runner at home, but instead it's now 2-1 Dragons. Oh, that's right to Barker, and that will be a Dragon special. The hit and run was on. It was lined right down the line. Barker covering third on the hit and run. Snaps it and throws it back to second for the Dragon special. Now we go to the bottom of the fifth with the Walkers trailing 2-1. Pitchwell no longer locked in, but still doing pretty fine, and the pitch count is nice, and that's strikeout number 7 for him. Misfortune striking for the Walkers there. Axolotl doing so well, gets hit by the comebacker. Then 2 runs score off of it. Ojo back up now as we're to the top of the order. Pitch count doing really nicely for Pitchwell. About to throw his 60th pitch here with 2 outs in the bottom of the fifth. 0-2 to Tinda. 2-2 now. And that's a slow roller right to Homer runs. Throw is in time for out number 3. A 1-2-3 inning for Pitchwell. And we go to the top of the 6th, still 2-1. It's Walker, Jackson, and Duketown due up for the Dragons. Hit well, but just misses the line down third base. It's foul. And strike 3 call. Noah Walker goes down. That's the first strikeout for Slater in relief here. Let's see what we've got for Slater. 5 innings, 5 earned runs, 5 hits, 7 walks, 6 strikeouts, 3 home runs surrendered, a 9 flat ERA, and a 2.4 whip. So not the prettiest of numbers for Slater so far this season. Oh, hard hit off the glove of Kahn, but he's able to stay with it. Gets a first for out number 2 and brings up a tense Duketown. And he's ahead 0-2 in the count. Swing and a miss. A 1-2-3 inning for Slater. It's still a 1-run game going into the bottom of the 6th. Barker, Carr, and Pierre due up for the Walkers. This part of the order is probably the most talented bat-wise for the Walkers. They really need to eat some pitches here off of Pitchwell, try to get into that Dragons bullpen. And mission somewhat successful as Barker draws the leadoff walk to bring up Marty Carr. But Carr's 0-2 in tenths. That's a dribbler back to the mound, but Pitchwell's only plays to go to first for out number 1. So the tie and run in scoring position now for George Pierre. Good amount of speed on the runner. So a base hit could plate him. 1-1 to Pierre. Misses. 2-1. Finds zone 2-2. This one is going to be stopped by G.H. Jackson. But the runners are safe, but her tracking that one down prevents the run from scoring. And it puts runners at the corners now for the Walkers. And now Narukami to the plate. Tie and run 90 feet away, and this one's going to be foul. Ripped, but well foul. 1-1. Runner's going, oh, Gary Starr, and it's going to be a Dragon special. Both defenses able to turn a Dragon special off a hit and run, and we're to the top of the 7th now. Opportunity squandered there by the Walkers. Velma Betancourt leading things off. She's tense as well, 0 for 2. Swings through that one, 2-2 the count. Grounder to Khan. Easy play for him, one away. 1-2 now. Gary Starr started off the scoring. He had the double, was later scored. This one up the middle. Doyle ranges over, gets it to Tinda in time for round number 2. Mojo boost on Slater. With 2 away, bringing up Harry Shelton up for the 3rd time. Fouls off the first pitch. Harry Shelton 4 for 16 so far on the season, 250 average. Has a home run, 4 RBIs under his belt. Swing and a miss, and he's rung up there. And we'll go now to the bottom of the 2nd. Khan, Hill, and Doyle due up. One and two to Amir Khan. And strike 3 called. Strikeout number 8 for Pitchwell. A lot of tense batters here in this one. A lot of strikeouts early. Dragon specials as well. Grounded to Jackson in time for round number 2. That brings up Burpee Doyle. Oh! Return to Cinder. Oh, and it's thrown away! Freishak recovers nicely, but that turns into a infield double? I mean, that's a throwing error. That's not going to be counting as a double. Nick Key gets pulled, and Pitchwell gets pulled, and the Walkers have the tying run in scoring position. Doge Rocket looking for his first hit of the season, and won't get it here, it doesn't look like. Pastry. Oh, no, it wasn't in time! Rocket's able to beat it out, and runners are now at the corners for Chicken Tinda. Runners going to second and safe, so 2 runners now in scoring position for the Walkers. A base hit gives them the lead. And that one's foul. It's going to be 1-2 the count. Ty Sasso in relief for Pitchwell. 2-2 to Tinda. That one's connected on. That's going to get down for a base hit. Runners go to round 3rd. The throw from Freishak in right. Not in time, and it's 3-2 Walkers. Chicken Tinda with a 2 RBI single. And that one's off the glove of Walker. And Tinda will take second with Archie Barker at the plate. And that one hits Barker. Week 6 wackiness is not done in the slightest here. Bottom of the 7th, 2-on-2 out for the Walkers. Marty Carr to the plate. Walkers leading 3-2. 0-2 the count to Carr. He's 0 for 3 intense. And specialist on Sasso, making things even worse for Carr. Lefty on lefty here. That one is hit weakly, 2-star. He makes the catch round number 3, but the Walkers retake the lead 3-2 as we go to the top of the 8th, and it's the top of the order due up for the Dragons. And Rocket gets pulled for Bob Elf, who will go behind the plate. Slater starting off the top of the 8th. He's locked in, 2 2/3, 3 strikeouts. He has done excellent in relief of Axolotl. 2-2 the count to Freishack. That's a grounder to Barker. He scoops it up. Throw to first is in time for out number 1. That brings up homer runs. He's got both the RBIs tonight, but swings at the first pitch and floats it to Tinda for out number 2. That brings French Pastry to the plate, 0 for 3 thus far. Finds his own 2-1. This is 3-1. And that's grounded to Barker. Throw to first in time for out number 3, and we'll go to the bottom of the 8th. Walker still leading 3-2 here, looking to pad it here with Pierre leading things off, followed by Nakarumi. I probably said that guy's name differently about 3 different times today alone. 1-2 to Pierre. Isaso tense. 2-2. Couple fouled off by Pierre, staying alive. 2 for 3 on the day. Full count. Swing and a miss. A nice strikeout there by Sasso puts one away. The lefty specialist paying off nicely here against a couple lefties to start off the top of the 9th, but that one is going to be a base hit for you. As a hit to the left side, G.H. Jackson could only knock it down. So 1 on, 1 out now for Amir Khan. Two and 0 to Khan. In there for a strike, 2-1. Swing and a miss at a pitch well outside, 2-2 now. Sasso checks back on the runner, back in time. Swing and a miss! A second strikeout for Sasso this inning. Puts 2 away, and Ryan T. Hill, a very tense lefty, 0 for 3. Traits are significantly diminished here. And grounds that one to Starr, who takes it off the 1 hop, gets it to Pastry in time for out number 3. And we'll go to the top of the 9th. Walker's just 3 outs away for their first victory here in Season 9. And it's 4, 5, and 6 of the Dragons order that stands between them. Slater will stay in to start the top of the 9th. This will probably be his last batter. Very gutsy call here by the Walkers, but he's ahead 1-2. That one's hit hard and foul. 50th pitch grounded to second. Khan is there, out number 1. G.H. Jackson will come to the plate, and it will be poof, dot, disappear trying to get the final 2 outs here. G.H. Jackson, though, 2 for 3 today, a pair of singles. But she grounds this one to Doyle. In time, 2 away. And it's Duketown, the co-home run leader in the Ssbl. He's 0 for 3 intense. Takes a couple pitches ahead, 2-0. Swings and misses there, 2-1. This one grounded to second. Khan is up with it. The throw in time. An upset week continues. The Walkers take one over the Dragons, 3-2. Something in the water here in week 6 of the Ssbl. Walkers win 3-2. Holy cow. Just 5 hits tonight for the Dragons. 2 of them by Jackson. 10 strikeouts for both teams. Homer runs with the lone 2 RBIs. 9 hits for the Walkers. 2 from Tinda, 2 from Pierre and Yu. Sombrero from Duketown, sombrero from Ahmed Khan. Loss gets charged to Sasso, even though he doesn't give up An earned run. Eight strikeouts for Pitchwell. He was great, but got hit by the comebacker. That was the story in this game, getting hit by the comebacker, but knocked out both starting pitchers. He only gave up 1 in 6 2/3. Axolotl was also fantastic. Gave up those 2 earned runs after he got hit by the comebacker. 7 strikeouts and 4 1/3. Slater, fantastic. A perfect 4 innings with 3 strikeouts and disappears with the final 2 outs and the save. The MVPs are Pitchwell, Runs, and Slater. And that's going to do it for game number 1. Can the Moonshots be the last team to get a win here in Season 9? We'll find out right after this. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Ssbl on Twitch. Our final game, Retrievers at the Moonshots. Moonshots now the last team without a victory here in the Ssbl. Can they put the cherry on top with upset week with a win over the Retrievers? We'll find out here. Patty Pugh on the mound for the Moonshots. Zelda Narwhal on the mound for the Retrievers. Let's switch over my stats and find out what's doing what as Pugh strikes out the first batter. Retrievers, shots. All right. Patty Pugh, as that one's hit to Mary quite contrary. Only went 4 innings in her first outing, but only gave up 1 earned run and 2 hits. 4 walks, though. 4 strikeouts, a home run. 2.25 ERA and a 1.5 whip. So, room to improve, but she gets a perfect first inning to start things off. We'll go bottom of the first. Nick Hughes, Shorty Hightower, and Omiwa Moshindiru. Be waiting to hear your comments about that later. Let's see, Zelda Narwhal didn't last much longer. She only went 4 2/3. 4 hits, 2 earned, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts, though, and a home run given up. A 3.85 ERA and a 1.5 whip. 13.5 strikeouts per 9, though. Let's see how this Moonshots team offensively tracks. They're kind of middle of the road average-wise, hitting .235 as a team. Oh, a nice drop by Trace McSorley, and the throw in time. Fantastic play by McSorley at third. Scooping that one up and taking a hit away from the Moonshots. Strikeouts are a bit of a problem for this Moonshots team. They are 6th highest in strikeout rate, as that one gets by McSorley. Can't make a fantastic play twice in a row. Moonshots have the first hit of the game. That brings up Ssbl to the plate. Dribbler, and that goes in front of the plate. Heidi Bear down to McHenry in time. Round number 3, and we'll go to the top of the second. Buns, Nunez, and Blanco Jr. A father-son matchup here. Blanco still kicking around on the Moonshots, and his son, a member of the Retriever squad here. That gets out of play. 1-2 the count to Barry Buns. Slow roller to Moshindaru, and it's thrown to Pugh, who doesn't look it into her glove. And Buns will be safe. And Pugh is tense, not a way to start things off. That's grounded to Moshindaru. And, oh, then, no, she did that awfully. And the run will score. Why didn't she throw to second first? So launched into left field on what was going to be potentially a Dragon special to end the inning. Launches into left, and Buns takes second, third, and home and gives the Retrievers a 1-0 lead. Absolutely airmailed into left field. Q bounces back with the strikeout. That run is unearned. Q is back to neutral. Facing off now against Barbara Dickerson. 3-0 the count. She finds his own there, 3-1. Oh, it's fouled back for a full count. And she loses her. Gives up a 2-out walk and now faces off against Trace McSorley. Lots of speed on Dickerson. Pugh checks back on her a couple times. It's 2-0 to McSorley. The runner is going, and the throw is not in time. Man, a lot of these throws this week to second look like they're in time, but I guess they just managed to get under the tag. But it's popped up into right field. It won't matter after all, as Ssbl makes the catch, round number 3, and we'll go to the bottom of the second. Retrievers on the board without recording a hit so far. 2 errors charged to the Moonshots that inning. The first one on Pugh that allowed Buns to even be on base. And then the error on Moshindaru, who threw it into left field. Nawal walks the first batter of the bottom of the second, brings him Taft Latham. Grounded to McHenry, and the Retrievers show the Moonshots how to turn a Dragon special properly. That one's into left center, and Barry Buns tracks that one down for out number 3. Nice speed there by Buns, tracking that one down. And we'll go to the top of the third already here, 1-0, still your score. 9-hitter Honey Baird leading things off for the Retrievers. And he strikes out there, 1 away. Back to the top of the order, Harold McHenry. Sitting at 267 so far, 4 for 15 on the year. Has drawn 4 walks, struck out 6 times. And rips one into left, but right to Taft Lafton for out number 2. And thusly, Semi Ferrari comes up 6 for 16, 375, and that's up the middle. A 2-out single for the Retrievers, and their first hit of the game. And that brings up the ever-dangerous Maggie Slowitz, 7 for 16, 438 for her on the season. Runner going, the throw is in time this time. They nabbed her, and we'll go to the bottom of the 3rd. Haram Beefcake, Ernest Money, and Nick Hugh due up for the moonshots. Warning track power there from Haram Beefcake into left center. Caught for out number 1, Ernest Money to the plate. Two and 1 the count. Fouled off 2 and 2. Zelda Narwhal now locked in. A hit and a walk given up through 2 1/3 and make that 2 2/3 as the grounder to first. Brings us to the top of the order, Nick Hugh, in what might be his final season. Leading things off still for the moonshots here. 3 and 1 the count. Swing and a miss. Nick Hugh, just 1 for 17. So showing a bit of Father Time's advances as he strikes out there. And we'll go to the top of the 4th, still 1 to 0. Slowitz, Buns, and Nunez due up. And Slowitz puts this one into right center, and that's going to hit off the warning track and bounce off the wall. And she's going to have herself a leadoff triple to start off the top of the 4th. And that's up the middle for Buns. That will score Slowitz, and it's 2-0 Retrievers. Buns is stealing, and that one's thrown into center field. Buns being the beneficiary of some badly thrown baseballs. Oh my gosh! What is happening? He doesn't advance off them, but or any further than he would have. There he goes down to 3rd, and stealing 3rd is worthless. Grounder to Contrary, in time to first for out number 2. Grounder, and the shortstop can't get to it in time, and that will be a 2-out single. It's a runner aboard now for Barbara Dickerson. Runner is going, and the throw is not in time. Retriever stealing bases like there's a run on him. Popped up left field. Latham will be there. And he makes the catch for out number 3. So the Retrievers played another, make it a 2-0 lead going into the bottom of the 4th. Iter, Omiwa, and Siya will be up. First pitch swinging, a weird hop, but fielded by McSorley in time for out number 1. Nice backhanded play by McSorley in time for out number 2. And strike 3, call the 1-2-3 inning for Narwhal, and we'll go to the top of the 5th, still 2-1. Trace McSorley leading things off for the Retrievers. A bit of a mixed bag for Petty Pugh. 4 hits through 4 innings, a walk, an earned run. Oh, a tough dive there. And the runner will be safe. Make that hit number 5 now. Has gotten into some trouble through her own making with the misfielded ball to first as she was trying to cover that allowed Buns to eventually score on a subsequent error. So her fault, not her fault. But then the earned run coming from the RBI single from Buns that scored Slowitz. Full count here to Honey Bear. And he gets rung up there. Four strikeouts for Petty Pugh. Like the rest of this Moonshots organization, Petty Pugh, a Season 8 player, this entire pitching staff, Season 8 players, so still a lot to grow into for the Moonshots as this season concludes. Be interesting to see how things turn out for them as well as they have quite a few S8s still in the minors, as well as some S9 pitchers. Takehiko, Clayton Sershaw. Popped up. Infield fly is called, and that'll be caught by Beefcake for out number 2. 2 on, 2 out, and it's Maggie Slowitz to the plate. And Slowitz into center field. Back it goes. Doesn't have enough. It's off the wall. 2 runs will score, and it's 4-0 Retrievers. Grounded to Contrary, and that will do it for the top of the 5th, but the Retrievers double up their lead 4-0 now going into the bottom of the 5th. 5, 6, and 7 due up for the Moonshots. Narwhal is locked in. Only 2 base runners allowed so far tonight through 4 and a third. Only 2 strikeouts for her, though. Moonshots have been good at getting the ball into play. Two and 2. Tough out activated for Latham. But Dickerson catches the floater for out number 2. Brings up Mary quite contrary. One and 2 the count. Grounds it to first. McHenry will take it himself for out number 3, and we'll go now to the top of the 6th. It's 5, 6, and 7 due up for the Retrievers. One and 2 to Ramen Nunez. Foul back. Swing and a miss. And Patty Pugh's night is done. A bit hit or miss, but overall I give her a solid pat on the back. Did strike out 5 or 6, I believe, so some pretty good stuff there. Brings in Flynn Yorkson. And Yorkson strikes out Blanco Jr. Two away now, Barbara Dickerson. 0 for 1 with a walk. Two and two. Just misses full count. That is ripped up the middle. 2 out single for Dickerson. Grace McSorley, 1 for 2 today. And grounds that one to Heather and Anding. And in time for round number 3, and we'll go to the bottom of the 6th. 8-9-1 due up for the Moonshots. Zelda Narwhal with a ridiculously good pitch count. 52 here starting off the bottom of the 6th now. And gets a fly out into center. Route number 1. This one's grounded to McHenry. Flip to Narwhal in time for round number 2. And that brings up Nick Hugh. And he swings at the first pitch, grounds it to Ferrari. 1, 2, 3 go the Moonshots, and we go to the top of the 7th. 9, 1, and 2 due up for the Retrievers. Fouled off. 1 and 2 the count to Bear. Two and 2. Swing and a miss. Two and 1 the count to Harold McHenry. He fouls that one off. 2 and 2. Dribbler down the third base line. Yorkson comes off the mound, throws it to first in time. Round number 2, and that brings up Sammy Ferrari. Popped up into left. Latham is there, and that is out number 3, and we'll go to the bottom of the 7th. 4-0, still your score. Shorty Hightower, Omiwa, and Siya due up. Grounded to Dickerson in time for round number 1. This one's laced down the line, and that will just be foul. That one's by the glove of McHenry, and the Moonshots have a base runner for the first time in a while. Caught by Ferrari for out number 2. Two and 1 the count to Heather Anding. Up the middle, a diving stop by Ferrari. The throw in time. Nice play by Ferrari. Will go to the top of the 8th. 3, 4, and 5 due up for the Retrievers. One and two, the count to Maggie Slowitz. Dials it back. And swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Yorkson. 3 strikeouts for him, 2 innings of relief, and only 1 hit. He's done a good job. He's locked in. Hasn't been an awful showing from the Moonshots. Been a bit unlucky, but also a bit of their own undoing with a couple of errors. Just the youth, I think, showing a bit here for the Moonshots in this one, as that one's off the glove of Anding. And that will do it for Yorkson. In comes Richard Cheese. I know his name got changed, but I have forgotten to change it on my side. Don't even remember what his name is supposed to be anymore. Bob Donut. Bob Donut. One and two, the count to Dale Blanco Jr. Runner on second here in the top of the 8th. Retrievers looking to put a little bit more on the board. Swing and a miss, and Blanco Jr. is retired. Bottom of the 8th we go. Latham, Contrary, and Beefcake up. Find 0 for 6 so far. Narwhal on fire at only 67 pitches. This might be a Maddox situation here. Not if Latham has anything to do with it. 0-2, he's fouled off a few. Swing and a miss though, and he goes down. And right back to the mound, Narwhal says thank you as she throws it to McHenry for out number 2. And Haram Beefcake to the plate. And that's a strikeout, just the 4th of the night for Narwhal, but it sends us to the top of the 9th. 7, 8, and 9 due up for the Retrievers. Grounded to third, Ernest Money. The throw in time for round number 2. And that brings up Honey Bear. Under the glove of Donut, and Bear will be aboard. Runner up the middle, a little bit of a hop off the mound, and Endearing gets it to Motion Daru in time for round number 3, and we go to the bottom of the 9th. 9, 1, and 2 due up for the Moonshots. Narwhal 20 pitches to work with if she wants to complete the Maddox. One and two, the count to Money. Swing and a miss. That's out number 1. McHugh floats one into the left, and that's going to get down in front of Buns. Runner aboard now for the Moonshots. Shorty Hightower to the plate. And that's up the middle. So 2 aboard here for the Moonshots. Their best opportunity they've had since the first inning, pretty much. And it's Omiwa to the plate. Tying run technically on deck here for the Moonshots. They wanted to mess around and make things somewhat interesting. 0-2 to Moshindaru. Grounded to first, McHenry, to Ferrari, to Zarwal for the Dragon Special. That does it. And I'm pretty sure that completed the Maddox. A complete game shutout, under 100 pitches for Narwhal. And the Retrievers win 4-0 here. 9 hits on the night for the Retrievers. Errors by Slowitz and Buns. They combined for 3 of the 4 RBIs tonight. Nunez with the other. He did strike out 10 times. Double that of what the Moonshots did. 4 hits for the Moonshots, all from the top third of the lineup. Meanwhile, with 2 of the 4 hits. Narwhal goes the distance, no earned through all of the innings, of course. 5 strikeouts. Patty Pugh gets tagged with a loss, 3 earned through 5 1/3. Yorkson gives up 2 hits in 2 innings, strikes out 3, and Donut gives up a hit in an inning and 2/3, strikes out 2 as well. Your MVP is nothing but Retrievers, Narwhal, Slowitz, and Buns. And that will complete Week 6 of the SSBL. Lightning can't strike a 5th time in a row. Moonshots remain the last winless team. Thank you all for tuning in, and I'll see y'all next